Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest.
Tell you one page at a time, one day at a time. I'll put it up on the YouTube.com for everybody to hear. This is page number 331. Let's go.
Who's declining all public chemicals, he's decided, has a gander at Pemulus's rough tallies of combatants' Ind-Deer/Suf-Deer ratio so far and agrees to bet Axford a U.S. Finsky no-way Amnat accepts Sovor's invitation to possible terms. During actionless diplomatic intervals like this, Trollsch is reduced to saying what a beautiful day for an eschaton over and over and asking people for their thoughts on the game until Pemulus tells him he's cruising to get dope slapped. There's pretty much nobody around. Tavis and Shit are off giving what are essentially recruiting talks at indoor clubs in the west suburbs. Pemulus had let tall Paul Shaw take the multi-emblazoned tow truck to take Mario down to the public gardens to watch the public I-Day festivities with the Bolex H64. The local kids often go home for the day. A lot of the rest like to lie in the viewing rooms, barely moving all I-Day until the dinner gala. Lord tear asses back and forth between courts 6 and 8, food cart clattering, the food cart, which Pemulus and Axford picked up from a kind of seedy-looking orderly at the SJOG hospital that Pemulus knew from Alston, has one of those crazy left front wheels that EG seems always to afflict only your particular grocery cart in supermarkets, and makes a hell of a clattering racket when rushed. Ferrying messages, which the 18 and under guys can tell Amnat and Sovor are making deliberately oblique and obtuse, so Lord has to do that much more running. God is never a particularly popular role to have to play, and Lord this fall has already been the victim of several boarding school-type pranks too puerile even to detail. J.A.L. Struck Jr., who, as usual, has made a swine of himself with the suspiciously bracing cups of Gatorade, is abruptly ill all over his own lap and then sort of slumps to one side in his patio chair with his face slack and white and doesn't hear Pemulus's quick analysis that Hal might as well give Axe-Handle the money right now because Lamont Chu can parse a decision tree with the best of them, and the D trees now indicating peace terms for Amnat right at 15:15 hours is to avoid having to sack pop with Sovor, since if the game stops right now, Amnat's probably won, whereas if they sack pop with Sovor, trading massive infliction of Indur for massive body shots of Sufdur, staying more or less even with each other, Amnat'll still be the same number of points ahead of Sovor overall. But it'll have taken such heavy Sufdir debits that Earlibseer, never forget Earlibseer, brilliantly, if obnoxiously imamed today by an 11-year-old eyebrowless Evan Ingersoll of Binghamton, New York, by staying out of the Sack Pop Fest and lobbying sporadically at Sovor, just often enough to rack up serious Indir, but not quite enough to piss Sovor off enough to provoke the retaliatory SS-10 wave that would mean significant Sufdir, could well have a serious shot at overtaking Amnat for the overall eschaton, especially when you factor in the F to the X advantage for bellicosity and non-existent civil defense. At some point, Axford has passed the remain, and we end the page 331 on a hyphen. Yeah, it's page 331, ending on a hyphen. Super duper sweet. Have a nice evening.